Hello, and a compliment of the season to you. How are you doing? And I hope you feel better than I feel. It's another work day. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon, and yeah, Christmas is about the corner. Well, around the corner. That's if you are already enjoying yourselves and looking forward to that celebration. I was speaking to someone over the weekend, and he said he couldn't wait for December to just come and go. Well, that's also because he was trying to explain to me how broke he was and pretty much not financially ready for Christmas. Well, isn't it interesting that maybe, but somehow, you just have to show up, and maybe it's just showing up in gratitude. I mean, your life, right? And then we have to make sense of the world moving forward, and what that means in details, God alone knows, but we live to fight another day. We do. 27 minutes, actually 28 minutes past 12 on the clock. I think our first hour, we need to look at the Nigerian police today. But of course, it's an update that they are themselves reporting a situation that appears to have, I guess, made its way to social media. A development that I can say that as Nigerians we're particularly familiar with. Familiar in the sense that we've heard this before, seen it before, once too many actually. And this time around, it's quite staggering. I mean, Nigerians have been reporting extortion forever. And I guess the only reason it's not diminishing in impact or in its continuance would be because there isn't enough punishment. Because Nigerians have been reporting the same thing over and over and over again. And then sometimes we're told, well, yeah, they're working. Other times it's like, well, help the police by reporting these cases. So our first hour, we're going to look at the situation around extortion with the Nigerian police. And the second hour, we're going to look at the airports. I've been looking for an opportunity to really discuss the Nigerian airport situation with Nigerians themselves. Your experience. I think any Nigeria who, for any reason, decides to not go by road, go by air, has a story. If you don't have a story, if you don't have immigration issues, customs issues, you've been nowhere. If you've had to be at the airport, you have a story. And so maybe today is a good time to really bring that story forward. Third hour, well, that would be like the next 30 minutes between 2:30 and 3. I had this report sent to me. It's from out of Ikorodu. And it's a kidnap situation within the area. So here is a resident in the area who sends a voice note. And I'm really just going to play the voice note. I guess today, as maybe always, would be this Nigerian issues, Nigerian problems, dealing with it, how best to deal with it. The audio from this kidnap situation is asking for help. I guess what he means is, securing the area. So now there is collective security. I don't know if you have seen the news where the Nigerian police were asking members of the public to take off the tint, you have on your cars because they're trying to manage kidnap situations. So if you have tinted glasses, it may be going out of fashion. Well, maybe for the moment until they're really able to find more permanent solutions to a number of the issues we're looking at today. So first, the Nigerian police recovering 31 million. So I think if you don't hear this, it may be really difficult for you to totally agree with some of the things that are being reported. Sometimes even me reporting the news to you, I honestly, sometimes I'm forced to reevaluate the figures. Like, did this really happen? So here's the news. The Nigerian police force announced the suspension of 4 officers implicated in the theft of 43.16 million naira from a total of 74.95 million naira recovered during an unauthorized arrest at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. So first, there's the issue of being unauthorized, and then there's the fact that these officers are implicated in that's the word, theft of 43.16 million 43 million. Let's just say, let's leave it at 43 million naira from a total of 74.9 million naira. More than half the money. Now, the balance which was declared, which was about, say, a little over 30 plus million, they were asking for a commission from that. In fact, I would love to play. Let me just play the audio so that you hear it firsthand, and then I open up the telephone lines. You'll be hearing the voice of the Force spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, and this is just, I chose the shortest video I could find, right? And this is just to give you a good overview of this particular incident. Now you can link this to other incidents. There's this guy within the Delta. I think his name is Harrison. He was one of the actors who made very popular the case of the Abia State kidnap. Yeah, the guy who's resident, who used to be a UK citizen, I think, came home. I'm not sure where he's predominantly domiciled, but of course, I guess he's lived in the UK for the longest time, maybe even a citizen, came home, and then two young ladies, he invited them over. They contacted on Facebook. They met each other on Facebook. Remember that story? Yeah, we're somewhere between that story being done because they haven't found the bodies. We don't have that tale yet. You remember that story? Yeah, so that one of the guys who, his name's Harrison, who pretty much pushed the story to the forefront, has been retrieving monies. What am I talking about? Monies for Nigerian civilians, for citizens, out of the hands of the Nigerian police. And many times I have wondered whether I should really make that a conversation. And I thought, well, yeah, I guess I'm going to have an opportunity. But you see, this time around is actually the police finding money in the hands of a few other officers. And many times when I read the stories reported by Harrison, you're hearing extortion of 2 million, 1 point something million. In fact, you even hear cases where the officers take these young Nigerian men, particularly, to an ATM machine and force them to make transfers, like they empty their account. There was another story recently of NYSC students, I think there were about 3 core members, right? Yeah, core members in their car, driving, they were stopped, and then, of course, the harassment started, and by the end of the day, this happened like a few months ago, by the end of the day, they were extorted over 1 million naira. All right. Well, I'm glad that you're here. You'll hear this firsthand, and we're Nigeria Info you on the sunny side. My name's Joyce, and I guess this is very timely. One, because it's end of the year, and maybe this is, I don't want to say this is the season of extortion, but we're hoping that the more of these stories that we bring to the light, we are better able and capable to mitigate, prevent, and hopefully, sometime not too distant in the future, bring an end to extortion. It's painful. It's really painful if you had to work so hard for your money and somehow you find yourself in the grip of forcemen and they drain all of your life's labor off you. All right, so let's begin. The sunny side, is so good to have you join the conversation. My name's Joyce. And here is the police spokesperson.
The Nigeria Police Force has noted with concern the recent allegations circulating in the media, suggesting that the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adeolu Egbetokun, PAD, NPM, is shielding a cartel accused of smuggling suspicious new banknotes from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Nigeria Police Force categorically refutes these claims, condemning them as baseless and orchestrated attempts to tarnish the IGP's reputation and integrity of the force. The incident in question, which occurred at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport on August 26, 2023, has been thoroughly investigated. The officers involved, DSP Peter Ejike, a lawyer in charge of Zone 7 Legal Section, Inspector Ekende Edwin, Inspector Esther Okafo, and Sergeant Talabi Kayode, all attached to the Zone 7 headquarters, Abuja, were found culpable and sanctioned appropriately.
Yes, it's an issue. You? Inspector Ekene. You? Inspector Esther Okonkwo. You? Sergeant Rapikaya. You? Okay, sit down.
These officers, led by Inspector Esther Okonkwo, on the instruction of DSP Peter Ejike, unlawfully arrested Andrew Eja, an employee of Fat Cargo Nigeria Limited, who was conveying the cash sum of 74,950,000 naira only on behalf of clients. Acting without authorization, they detained Mr. Eja at his own 7 headquarters, Abuja, and deliberately misrepresented the recovered amount as 31,790,000 naira only. The officers further demanded a percentage of the funds to suppress the case. Upon being contacted by the alleged owners of the money, the officers claimed that the sum they have recovered from the arrested suspect was 31,790,000 naira only, and requested a percentage of the money to jeopardize investigation and suppress the case. Outraged by their actions, the money owners petitioned the force headquarters, Abuja, and the matter was directed to the IGP monitoring unit for investigation. During the process, the cash sum of 31,790,000 naira was recovered from the officers, who claimed that it was the total money recovered from Andrew Eja.
All right, Lagos, Nigeria. I think corruption has gone on so long in this country that it's more now. I think their mantra is go big or go home. So you hear of a situation where the money in total is about 74.9 million being moved on behalf of clients. Now, some officers attempted to steal 43.16 million of it. Well, compliments of the season to you. My name's Joyce. We hold this to be radioactive. Beautiful Monday afternoon to you. Welcome now. Let's talk. You have our numbers. We begin.
Hello.
Turn up the volume of your radio set. All right, make it back. Hello, dealing with corruption in Nigeria. I guess it's a case that is one that we're all familiar
Hello,
with.
good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon, thank you so much for calling. Tell us your name, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
I can hear you. Thank you so much for being here. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Femi. I'm calling from Ikate-Lebushi.
Welcome, Femi.
Joyce, thank you so very much. You see, this is the ones that we are able to see, that we are able to claim their names. You see, corruption is the order of the day in Nigeria, both from the legislature, executive, down. We talk of from the presidency, we talk of from the INEC. There is no place that there is no corruption. This stealing is just the one that we have seen. There have been the ones that we did not even see that goes scot-free. Okay, thank God for the Nigerian police even mentioning these people, mentioning their names. In other parastatals like the DSS, such a thing happen, you will hear that such an officer, you will not even spell their name. They will just sweep it under the carpet. So I think I like the welcome development of the Nigerian police to be able to fish out these bad eggs within them. It's a welcome development for the Nigerian police, because if it is in the other sectors, you wouldn't have known their name. Look at the house that was recovered in Abuja. Okay, tell me, today now, the names have not been given. who are the owners of the house, of the property? Names have not been given. They say so, so, and so, so, and so, and so. So this is what is going on in Nigeria. So corruption is the government of the day, by the day, and for the day.
Any hopes of really fighting corruption in Nigeria? Any hopes? A glimmer of hope? Can you hear me?
I said, come back.
Any hopes of fighting corruption? Like, can we truly say that there is a possibility that we successfully fight corruption?
Yes.
Oh.
We can fight corruption. And the way we can fight corruption, it is by fighting corruption right from the top. Because this is where the real corruption is, right from the top. Because there are much that have been going on that the top could, if immediately it is forced from the top, we are going to have it all right. Okay, look at the corruption in the INEC, that type of corruption that somebody will just give out a vote to somebody who does not even deserve it and go scot-free like that. So if such people are being dealt with and bring to the open book like that, you see that the other people will be running away from the corruption.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joyce.
The sunny side. Good afternoon to you. So good to have you join the conversation. Make it back. 0201-465-7190. Hello, welcome, Nigeria Info. How are you? Sorry, I lost you. Hopefully you make it back. Hello, good afternoon to you. How are you? Can you hear us?
Hello, Joyce. Good day.
Afternoon to you. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Fighting corruption.
What's your name?
My name is Joseph.
Okay, go ahead.
Fighting corruption is not an easy thing because why? Interest. People say fighting corruption from the top. How do you fight corruption from the top?
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side, following a developing story where it does quite appear that corruption figures, it says every story you come by gets bigger by the moment.
My radio is off.
All right, and don't shout. Hold on, don't shout. Remember that.
Okay, I promise you.
Compliments of the season to you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Sister, I commend the Nigeria Police and the Nigeria Police Service Commission. But my own is that to refund any shisha and kobo those police collected from them because it's their hard-earned money. Now you know what I mean? So many Nigeria police are criminals, and some of them are devil incarnates. And they say they are copying American police. And every year any American or UK police were insulted. Nigerian police cost Nigerian army killing my brothers and sisters, and I can never forget Nigerian police. So they know say the marriage between them and Nigeria are 10,000 man. So they have to change their character, do well. And so their homeboys were in the catch, collect the money, slap them, shoot them. It was urgent. And the FCC, if I suppose Yahoo, make I tell this afternoon, but Nigeria police should feel like let them leave us alone and do their work. I can never say that I am because they are working. Let them do their work. Are you hearing me? They don't say we don't like them. We don't like Nigeria police, but as they are doing now, we are going to like them. So let them report everybody they extorted. That's what I have to say. Sister, you get one army man who slap a driver with a shout. He gave a slap of the black man for jewelry on Saturday. So women, they shout. When they go see army, women, they come run for motor. Should they say anything what a man can do, a woman can do? Why do women run for motor? Thank you very much.
The sunny side. Nigeria Info, so good to have you join the conversation. Hello. You have to speak closer to your mouth. Please take us off speaker, please, just so that there are no interruptions. If you can hear me, that is.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
This is the one of Odogbolu.
Welcome. So good to have you join the conversation.
Yes. You see, I'm blame the police. I also blame the people that carry the amounts in a door like that. But due to Nigeria, we have corrupt and we cannot see something, and they even advise people on the road, mostly the police. They will.
Did I also tell you that this particular arrest is unauthorized? That's exactly how the police reports it. Unauthorized.
What I'm trying to say is this. When you see something like that, if it's a better country that will progress in the normal way that God wants us to progress. When you see such a thing, instead of doing the wrong thing, you call the person and say, this type of money, you can't carry it open like this. I think we are in cashless.
Thank you so much.
Why not put this into the account of where you are going, and when you go there, you can just like
well,
that.
That's not the situation that we have. Anything could have informed the necessity to move it physically. We don't have that detail. What we have, which is the best part of the story, is that there were some officers who decided to steal more than half of that money.
And another thing is hunger.
Okay, so hunger
Everybody
is
is
a problem.
hungry. And seeing such a thing, the appetite will rise.
Okay.
That is just what I see there. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, so I guess today's a very good day because our next conversation after this is also about corruption in this time around another aspect of the Nigerian society. And how much of this is hunger? How much of this is corruption? Well, how much of this is greed? Because this caller is saying, well, yeah, there's hunger in the land. Hunger in the land, 43 million? All right, we're talking. How are you doing? Welcome to Nigeria Info. It's so good to have you join the conversation. Hello.
Good afternoon, my sister.
Thank you very much for calling. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kimbo is my name. I'm calling from Iba.
Great.
Yeah, cases like this have been on for a very long time. There is one I want to recall. A young man came from US primarily to build a house for the mother. It's from the eastern part of Nigeria. He picked up a car hire at Mile 2 and went to the airport to change some money. As they were coming back, they got to 5-star under the bridge, and there were some policemen there who stopped them. On opening the boot, they discovered that there was much money in that boot. And after much dragging here and there, the man showed them his passport, everything, but they weren't satisfied. In the process, the car hire driver was killed, and that particular man, Ifa was named, was also killed. They bundled their corpses in the boat, closed it, and drove to Iriakari police station. So the following morning, the colleagues of the driver were trying to trace them. They were going from one police station to another. Eventually, they went to that particular police station. At first, they saw the car, and so they were somehow satisfied, thinking that they had a problem with the police. On getting to the counter, they said, oh, come. They took them to the car. They said, these were the armed robbers we cornered yesterday, and we succeeded in killing them. The driver started shouting. Those that came from their car park. He said, no, this man was our customer. He hired this car. The other one, showing them their corpses, was the driver of the vehicle. How come they turned armed robbers just overnight? They went to another police station to report back and forth. At the end of the day, the case was killed. Things like this have been happening. It's quite unfortunate. It's not only cash. In some cases, lives have been wasted. And that is so unfortunate. So that was one of the cases that I just tried to recall today. Thank you very much for the good job you are doing.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. So Skype callers, please bear with me. I do appreciate your patience. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Hello.
Compliments of the season to you. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Hello.
Well, if you cannot hear me, you may have to call
Good
back.
afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Okay, I guess you can. So you're going to have to call back. The sunny side. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, John.
The sunny side. It's so good to have you.
All right, my name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from the area.
Welcome. Thank you, Emmanuel.
All right. Okay. There was a question you asked, which actually touched me. I think the first caller, you asked him that can corruption even be? Is there anything we can do to help? This scourge in Nigeria. It's something that in my own private time I always think about it. Is there anything we can do to, at least bring this thing out to a point that not everybody's involved. But I think it is even actually laughable. It's laughable for anybody to ask that question whether we can do anything about corruption in Nigeria to stop it. The reason is this: there is nobody who is in office today whether political office or any other type of office, claiming to be doing anything for Nigeria that is not there for stealing, or that didn't get there through some, through some prank. Right from the top to the bottom, all of them got there through some unholy way, and they are doing unholy practices there. So that is actually the truth about it. Let us even start from things like election. We do an election that looks like an armed robbery, and we use police to do all kinds of crimes and all of that. At the end of the day, how are they going to be afraid doing some crimes to feed themselves? So they have done crimes for people who are on top, So I think the only way we can do it is just to find people who are less corrupt. There must be people in this country who are not corrupt. There must be. Except somebody is telling me that God selected all the corrupt people on earth and sent to Nigeria. We must find those people, and it is from those people we can now begin to demand, actions that can, help us reduce this incident in Nigeria. Otherwise, it's just a joke. Anybody asking that question knows that he's asking a question that's actually a joke. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I'm the one asking the question, and I have about a minute and a half before commercial break. Thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate it. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Tell us your name real quick. You have a minute and a half.
Yeah, Madoka from Fresh Start. Hello?
Go ahead. I'm with you.
Yeah, the fact remains that some of these things, especially with law enforcement agencies, because they have the uniform, because they have guns and they have the authority to do certain things, there's always tendency to use it to extort or to do some criminal something. It is the same all over the world. But in advanced
wait. What do you mean it's the same all over the world? Really?
Yeah. In advanced country, they have found a way, this body cam something is a way of minimizing that. So it's always on. And any moment it's not on, they will know that something is wrong somewhere. Because if you have body cam and you are interacting, you will see what you are interacting with. So it cuts it down. The same thing in airports. If you are interfacing with a traveler, you do it where there is a camera. And I think Minister of Aviation said something recently about that, that he would do that at the airport and clear to clear. So you can't completely eradicate it, but you can reduce it. But of course, they don't have the resource now, money. But body cam would go a long way. Every policeman, if you're interacting, if you're interfacing,
so I guess that's a project for the police 2025. Well, from a break, Lagos, we'll be right back.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Lagos. The final match in the semi-final stage of I Beg to Differ Season 8 comes up on Monday. At 4 p.m., Amozie David and Ilechukwu Malizu take turns to debate the topic. Should physical beauty impact personal success? This match will usher in the second finalists, who will face Olajalo Akinloluwa in the grand finale on Thursday. I Beg to Differ Season 8. 32 debaters, now 3, 1 winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Tollywood College. Supported by Obiwizi, Lucas Green Fashion, Veloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited, and Cordros Group. Season 8 continues in March and August 2025. So send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm for sponsorship inquiries. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the party you've been waiting for is back. The Life's a Beach Party, the official Dirty December beach party, featuring amazing music performances by Fola, Fido, and also featuring top Nigerian creators. Come and experience Beach Olympics, fashion competitions, and water sports. Life's a Beach Party will take place December the 14th, 2024. Time is 5 p.m. at the Voda Beach Club in Legoshi, Lagos. Hurry and register for free at www.teasersparty.com. Life's a Beach is brought to you by Teaser Sparkling Drink. Life's a Beach. Live it up.
Grab your sunglasses, beachwear, sunscreen, and head over to Ziba Beach Resort, where there is a spot with your name on it just for you and your loved ones. To book your holiday spot, visit zibabeachresort.com or call 0704-730-0013. Ziba Beach Resort, Lagos. A beachside Christmas awaits you. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Hello, welcome to the show.
Yes, Steve Joseph, I'm back. Yeah, fighting corruption is not going to be easy because we are not honest. We worship money in this country. We celebrate people that has money. Wherever the money comes from, nobody wants to know. We celebrate them. Even those that steals our money. See what happened in court a few days ago. Celebrating somebody who has embezzled the state money. A governor was caught on camera slipping money into his pocket. And he's been given series of positions. People celebrating him. So are we going to fight corruption? So let's just keep on praying to God.
To
Have
do
a
what
nice day,
exactly?
Joyce.
What's God supposed to do here?
I mean...
Really? Think about it.
Yeah, when you start punishing them, putting them where they belong, isolate them from good people,
Yeah.
things will change.
Is it God that does that, or is the people who do that?
The people themselves are not. The people are not willing.
Okay. Okay.
They are not willing.
You're asking for a miracle at this point. All right.
So that
Thank
is
you.
it.
Thank you for calling. We can afford one more conversation before the top of the hour. How are you? Thank you so much. You have a minute here. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Tell us your name. Go ahead, please. Can you hear me? Okay, I think you can't. Well, hopefully you call me back. Good afternoon, Joyce. God bless you for the good job. We can actually fight corruption in Nigeria, but right now we are not. We have gotten to a point where we should go in China. What do you mean? By legislating that corruption should attract a death penalty. Who is going to do that? Not this National Assembly. Oh, yeah. The conversation from last week where many supposed that if we're really going to fight corruption, going the way China is going, well, have been on for a while now, would be one guaranteed way to minimize corruption. We're 15 seconds away from the top of the hour. When we return, the conversation continues on the other side. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. We're radioactive and do not go anywhere. Yes, I sincerely do apologize to Skype callers, but on the other side of the hour, Skype callers.
Can I have your attention, please?
The news, information, and the right conversation are here on Nigeria Info.
How many this type of wicked attack has affected in the other part of this country? So that's what we see for ourselves.
I'm not supporting stealing, but these politicians need to be taught a lesson.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info Lagos. Here are the updates this hour. Lawyer and human rights activist Dele Farotimi has been granted bail of 50 million naira by the Federal High Court in Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State. The presidential candidate of the African Action Congress in the 2023 election, Omoyele Sowore, disclosed the court's decision via his X handle on Monday. You recall that Farotimi was arrested last Tuesday in Lagos and taken to Ekiti State by the Nigerian Police Force over allegations of libel. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Police Service Joint Negotiating Council has commended Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for his prompt implementation of the new minimum wage and arrears. In a joint statement signed by the Vice President of the Lagos State Public Service Joint Negotiating Council, Ige Genyo, and Assistant Secretary Ojo Femi, the council expressed appreciation in Lagos. According to the union, this proactive measure reflects a deep commitment to the welfare of public servants and demonstrates exemplary leadership. Moving on, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party, Adewale Adebayo, has criticized the proposed tax reforms, describing them as irrelevant to the current needs of Nigerians. He argued that the bills introduced in the National Assembly come at a time when many Nigerians are hungry. And what people need now is food, not tax reforms, Adebayo said. He also called on the federal government to be transparent in advocating the restructuring of the nation, emphasizing the need for a constitutional review to ensure good governance. He also noted that the 1999 Constitution lacks clear directives for public office holders. And the chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Segun Showumi, has also criticized the lopsided appointments made by President Bola Tinubu, saying that they have fueled suspicion surrounding the new tax reforms. Showumi argued that no region in Nigeria would be comfortable with a single region dominating revenue collection and tax reform decisions. While supporting the reform itself, he expressed concerns that appointing only individuals from the southwest to oversee these matters raises questions given the president's antecedents. And he further accused President Tinubu of devaluing Nigeria into poverty. Lagos, that's the news update this hour. Thank you for listening. This is The Sunny Side with Joyce. You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info, and I am Yvonne Ohaifo.
What's that station again? No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So like here we talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side.
The Sunny Side.
Welcome. My name's Joyce. We're back. All right. So while that story, which I presented to you before the 1 o'clock hour, is still ongoing, there is a similar. I think at this point, it's becoming quite embarrassing, the consistency at which stories as this make it to the news. But I think, rightly so, to highlight what exactly needs to be done. Maybe in a sense to force the Nigerian police to take this matters seriously. This came out this morning. I think early this morning I saw this particular news. Police to grill officers for extorting 1 million naira from Enugu traveler. So it's said that his brother took to Twitter, X now, on Saturday to raise alarm. And he says that the officers stopped the interstate commercial bus his brother was in. He alleged that his brother was thereafter, quote, kidnapped and taken to an unknown village where the sum of 1 million naira was extorted from him. The Nigerian police, he says, and I quote, of the officers in Enugu kidnapped my younger brother, took him to an unknown village and took 1 million naira from him. Just now, POS collected 50,000 as POS charge, end quote. So you wonder, I can understand appreciating the Nigerian police for maybe you come by them on the road and you say thank you, here is something for you. But that's not really what we're dealing with at this point. We're dealing with something more crude, more wicked. We're dealing with brazen corruption. So this is another Nigerian. Yeah, young guy, hustling, trying to make a living, a decent living, which really in Nigeria today can be said to be hard given what the value of the money is. And then only God knows how long it's taken him to collect 1 million into a bank account. And suddenly, it's wiped out. That's enough to drive anyone into depression. And then imagine other figures we have heard in the past. And so it's not just corruption that we're dealing with. It's also now a mindset that has developed amongst the Nigerian public. Because you would think that this is embarrassing, this is shameful. But the brazen conduct with which these actions are carried out leaves one wondering, is there truly penalty for these kinds of things when they make it to the public? Because how does this continue? How does it go from bad to worse? Remember when it used to be 20 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, 200 naira? Remember that? Remember when, they could take 5,000 from you? Remember that? Now they're taking millions. Okay. Telephone lines. 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce, 0201-2770-993 and 0201-465-7190. Hello, how are you? Welcome to Night.
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, my name is Mazuda.
Good to have you.
Yeah, Joyce, see why this thing is difficult to fight corruption. It's because everybody is corrupt. Everybody from above is corrupt. Unless you have organic person who can do it for us, or a person who can do it, but we don't have it. So that's why I suggest the way out is only let the government forgive everybody, both himself. And let everybody know that we can never sin again. You stop it right now. That is the same as now. You can stop it now, and we'll see the future bright immediately.
That doesn't work. That has never. That will never work. I don't know why you think.
No, hold on. If you want good to be in Nigeria, if you keep fighting, who is going to fight for? Look at the type of people that in the leadership. Who is businessman to come and challenge another person? Say he must bring out what it takes. If he forces you to take anything, another person will come collect for him because he too is corrupt. So the only way is to baptize. If Christianity is a word, people understand it as a lie. You need to learn something inside.
I think you're being unrealistic. Yeah, you're being very, very unrealistic.
No, yes, I'm not. But you may think that I'm unrealistic, but I try this and I'm telling you. I practice truth. I practice forgiveness. I practice everything and it works. And when it works, I ask because of my own go and my country, Nigeria, how to be free. God has done one for me, remain to make country free. But you must practice something better, something higher, something. It cannot be so harsh to get it right now because nobody is clean. Almost everybody is dating now.
Okay.
So how do we think you force others to collect? Nobody go collect for you. It's war we're fighting. Why should we be fighting a war that I will die? You fight a war to succeed. That's why you must revise back and use all the a better man will use all the corrupt money to do the needful for Nigeria. I'm 100% sure if you practice what I'm saying, I'm a good designer in terms of life to be. You understand? I may not know how to speak big English because I don't go to school, but I can design something, tell you that go to that school, use this way, you get it through. Why are you fighting ourselves? Well, if that person that they collected 1 billion naira, who be the way he make that money themselves.
So are you asking the person who was robbed of 1 million naira to forgive the person who has robbed him? That's what you're saying.
I'm not talking of him to forgive. I say but by insurance he's supposed to forgive because if you look the way, if you know how people making money, you understand? That's why they always jump up the who will take it from them. You cannot minus this in a way. 1 plus 1
wait. You're saying that the guy who 1 million was taken away from could have also done evil to someone else. So this is his karma.
Yes, maybe. How many Nigerians that has money that is clean, John?
Oh, wow. This is interesting.
Life is mathematics. Minus and plus and divide, and you get the life to go.
I didn't quite think about
Nobody makes millions of naira today, build upstairs, buy a big car. Who is not fraud guy, who is not committed in one thing or the other to get that money. So if you go to the way, if you do something, if you start off, whatever you do, stand it.
Thank you.
You understand? If you get to the world, devil will come with another person who can take out of what you make from dubious way of life. It's still there in Nigeria. Can we baptize ourselves and start new life?
Thank you.
Recreation. You understand? Yeah. Recreation. If you can be able to recreate life, if you don't know, ask Masu, the Master can design life for you.
Thank you so much for
calling.
If
you go into the name of truth, everything becomes perfect.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Skype caller, how are you?
Hey, Joyce. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Sugar Daddy calling.
Thank you so much for your patience. Well, you have to speak up for us, okay? You have to speak up. Thank you so much for calling. Oh, yeah,
I think first of all, we should take to ensure that the benefit of corruption is not worth the risks in terms of the punishment you will get if you're caught.
Okay.
Example of countries that do that is maybe the Thailand or Asian countries when it comes to drugs. South American countries like El Salvador when it comes to gang, or those are, I think, areas that they should do. Ensure that the punishment of corruption or crime is the punishment far outweighs the benefits. They would have to think twice before they do it. Another approach I would say is what the Nordic countries do. We need to change, which is something Nigeria used to have but no longer has. Our mentality and mindsets that, okay, we don't value money, we put value on people's characters and behavior, which is what they do, in the sense that, okay, they value honesty, they value hard work, things like that. I think that should be like the first approach Nigeria should take. I think the second approach would be what countries like Canada and America they are doing. Technically, they will channel it outwardly, in the sense that rather than they are strict when it comes to corruption within their country to a large extent, but not strict when it comes to their countries dealing with other countries. For example, in Canada, 6 years ago, I don't know if you heard about the SNC Lavalin crisis that almost took down the prime minister, in the sense that there was some sort of corruption between SNC Lavalin and the Libyan government, and it was found out. And the prime minister, of course, being that, okay, this is a company that is generating hundreds and thousands of jobs for locals, he wanted to pass judgment with a kid's glove by just giving them a slap on the wrist, while the justice minister was like, no, this is a serious matter, and she wanted the measure she was going to take would have sunk the company and people would have lost lots of jobs. I believe Nigeria should also employ that, and America does that, in the sense that they ensure that, okay, once in a while, people within that causes commotion or are corrupt, somebody would have to take the blame for it, whether they themselves that are corrupt within the system, or they look for somebody to take the blame within. But when it comes to the country, the citizens of the country being corrupt against external forces, external countries, they are a bit lenient about it. And let them have their will. This is what Western world have been doing for the longest time.
Okay.
Thanks, Rose.
Well, thank you so much for calling. 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's now the Nigerian police corruption again. Hello. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Compliments for the season.
Compliments to you, too.
Emeka is my name from Satellite Town.
Welcome, Emeka.
This issue of the Nigerian police force is not, they are not living in isolation. The Nigerian police force is part of a corrupt system. So what is happening, what we see is that, like you mentioned, is no longer in hundreds. We're talking about millions for with smoking guns. Simply because we do not actually, who are these people in the first place that are being recruited into the police? On the normal day, can these people even be recruited into a private company? What is the mode of recruitment? After recruitment, what is their condition of service like? You know, it's appalling, because when Nigerian police force, when they are involved in peacekeeping operations outside the country, they come back with medals, because they operate in a system that works. A country or society that has built strong institutions. But unfortunately here in Nigeria, we've celebrated corruption. How? Because most of the people who are occupying public offices today are not free from what we're talking about. So the case of Nigerian police is not an isolated case. It's something that is systemic and has taken an institutional root. So it will be difficult to fight it, save we deploy very, very stringent conditions. Like the last caller mentioned, I would have gone in the route of these Asian countries, the death penalty. But who will legislate such? Because the people you have, even as legislators, are not free from what we're talking about. So it is now left to the people to stop celebrating corrupt public officers who come out in public and start flaunting their wealth. This flaunting of ill-gotten wealth is one thing that is triggering that appetite for people to see corruption as the only way to survive. It's that you get rich anyhow, whatever it takes, by any means, or you die trying. So this, what in our society has bred over the years, we are responsible for what is happening today. We have tolerated it. Look at back in the days, before you become a chieftaincy title holder in any part of Nigeria, it must be based on value, hard work, integrity. But now, most of the people who occupy chieftaincy positions today are people who are, one way or the other, have been involved in corrupt practices, stolen from the public. From a governor, you switch over now to legislator, to the House of Assembly, and from there maybe you start vying for presidency and the rest of it. So it is what we have bred as a people. And until we sit down to contemplate.
So this is now more a mentality now. This is more a mentality that's permeated through generations.
Exactly. That's why, there was a time you usually use the word latent. And that was like, what do you mean by latent corruption? It's not like this is patent. It is so obvious, even to the blind to see. So it is something we as a people need to, yes, we ourselves, we need to ask ourselves, what is the consequences? What are the consequences of this corruption? What are we suffering as a people? The bad rules, the bad healthcare service, the bad education system that we have, all these are the offshoots of corrupt practices. And until we as a people contemplate it and try to take decisive action one day and say enough is enough, we need to put an end to this because we are the people suffering for it. When a public officer loots money that's meant for road, what happens? The road remains in a poor condition. It results in accident. When a minister loots money that's meant for public health care, what happens? We have kind of deplorable health facilities that we have now lead to death. So we must contemplate the disadvantages, the consequences of corruption in our society and take decisive action. If we keep saying we have to pray and pray, let me tell you something. God is tired of Nigeria. God is tired of Nigeria. We pray for everything and anything. Even that which He has so endowed us with the ability and capability to do, we want to keep praying. And while we are praying, those people who are looting us dry are always smiling to the bank.
They're praying too. Haven't you noticed? They're also praying.
Yes, they pray, but who are they praying to? We have several gods. The question, who are they praying to? Because the God I know is a righteous God. You cannot loot, even if you go and steal and bring tithes before Him, He will not. I said, to obey is better than sacrifice. So you cannot buy God. So it is us as a people that will decide one day that we are going to die. Let us die for a cause. Let us take back this country. Take it back from these corrupt elements that have... Look at this corruption I'm talking about. If we don't kill it, it's going to kill this country. It's already killing us. So the police, they're not operating in isolation, whether the army or anything. Okay, those retirees, go and look at their condition. Go and look at those men who died in active service. Go and look at their widows. See what they're going through. Getting the entitlement is a problem because of the same corruption we're talking about from the top to the bottom. So it is something that we must challenge as a people, contemplate the consequences, and decide one day that enough of these corrupt elements that we have. And when we do the needful, we'll be able to take our country back. Because if we keep waiting for the death penalty, who is going to legislate? Who? The same set of people you have in the house?
Fantastic.
It's not going to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
calling, really. I appreciate it. Lagos, welcome 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're radioactive. It's another Monday, and here we're being faced with Nigerian problems, as always. And here, it's this issue of corruption, and I think it's necessary to draw to our collective attention that it's gone from something that happens in the corner where they hide because it's embarrassing to intimidation, like broad daylight intimidation. And the monies we're talking about these days, it's no longer coins. It's no longer, well, I'll take a little from the much that you have. It's now, how much do you have? Bring all of it. It's as though now we must even begin to compare how some personnel conduct themselves and how armed robbers conduct themselves in many cases. So before, the first story I shared with you was that of the Nigerian police, a spokesperson reporting that they have now arrested 4 officers who were, of course, privy to information, but also have been found now guilty of the information that they were privy to, which is someone was trying to convey money for clients, about 70 plus million. And these officers that have now been arrested are accused of removing from the 70 plus million, 43 million naira, declaring about 31 plus million, and asking for a commission in order to kill the case. And so, well, for me at least, I'm forced now to debate the sensibility around how you take more than half the money, one. And then, of course, I can ask, well, now you're asking for a commission, but how have we gotten to a place where men and women, oh, please, men and women who wear who have a color of authority, who wear uniforms given to them by the state, approved by the state. These are spokesperson representatives of the state. Can do something like that and damn the consequences. So maybe one, there are no consequences. Two, you begin to see how this is replicated in different forms. If you're paying attention to the news, you know. On Nigeria Info, we're talking. Hello.
Mama, where?
Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Where you want?
Huh? All right, we're going to let him be. Hello, Nigeria Info. How are you?
Hello.
Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Okay. Good afternoon, John.
Afternoon. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Tony.
Go ahead.
I call you from Ikeja. You see, the society generally is a very corrupt place. You understand?
This is interesting.
The men in uniform in Nigeria, they see as their right to do whatever they want to do, knowing fully well that nobody can ask them any question because they have extrailed the Nigeria context as a corrupt place. You understand? Okay, look at their overall head. I mean, the police chief in Nigeria, he ought to have retired, but he's there for his post. Yes, that is that corruption. But a man walk and attain the age for retirement, you should go and rest. But you bring in.
Okay, I must apologize to you sincerely. This connection is so bad, I can't even pick up anything you're putting down. So
okay, I'll call you back.
Please, I'll appreciate. Lagos, let's go off on a break. We'll be right back. 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. You're on the sunny side.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Africa's home of creators, Cloud Africa, presents to you from the streets of Nigeria to the whole wide world. It's the Cloud Talk Concert, Trench Talk Festival. Featuring the incredible DJ YK Mule. His music to the world by storm. It's Cash Common. Also featuring Ladies Man Sade. And the king of the streets, Batman Nico. Cloud Talk Concert, Trench Talk Festival is taking place on the 17th of December, 2024 at the Balmoral Convention Center, VI. Time 5 p.m. Get your free tickets now at cloudstalkconcerts.com. This event is proudly brought to you by Action Bitters. Cloud Talk Concert. Talk just got lit.
Street Foods Nigeria returns with a power package season focused on nutrition, hygiene, promotion of tourism, and cultural heritage of Nigeria. Watch regular street food vendors transform to becoming extraordinary food ambassadors that brings foreign direct investments under the mentorship of celebrity judges like Chef T, Diary of a Lover, Okbayemi Famaki Nkunleremi, the host with the most, Eniolua, and other guest judges. Catch Street Foods Nigeria on YouTube at Foodbay TV. Turn on your notification to be the first to see it. Street Foods Nigeria Season 5 is proudly brought to you by Foodbay TV in collaboration with Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development. Championed by Golden Penny, sponsored by Calypso, refreshed by Mortina and Tiger Beer, supported by Hospitality Business School, Prism Healthcare, and Palladium Farms.
Lagos, get ready! Mark your calendars. December 12th, 2024. It's time to sip, hooray! The ultimate karaoke showdown is here. You don't want to miss this. Olagade Banks, Miller, Niolua, Kenny Black, and the one and the only Simisaya in the building. It's a party like no other. Get ready to sing your heart out and compete for the grand prize of 1 million naira. Grab the mic, show your vocal skills, and claim the crown. Who's got what it takes to bring the heat? It's Sip Sip Hooray Lagos. We're turning up December the 12th, 2024. All happening at the Clubhouse, Landmark Towers, Oniru, Lagos. Don't miss the karaoke battle of the year. Hosted by the one and the only Bella, Eniolua, Simisaya, Kenny Blacks. Brought to you by Teasers. Cocktail drinks, premium vibes only in Lagos. Sip, 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 hooray! Where Lagos turns up.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
We're back, and I have a Skype caller waiting, so we're just going to get his opinion on Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side, and then there's information you need. So first, Skype caller. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hi, Joyce.
Lady, so
Her
good to have
opinion.
you. Ah, good.
Yeah.
Compliments of the season to you. What's your name? Where are you
Thank
calling
you.
from?
How are you?
I'm well.
Do you mind if I stay anonymous?
Oh,
on this call?
absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Joyce, on this Nigerian police issue, all I can say to you is just pray that you don't have any issue with Nigeria police. I had a personal experience while I was in Nigeria, and I was working in a place. Then when this COVID-19 pandemic came up, at some point you had to get a COVID result to travel, out of Nigeria. So I happened to be working in a COVID lab, and my name was on the result, like as the person that approves the result. Now, at some point, the NCDC discovered that people were faking the results. So they came up with a new system where a QR code had to be on the results of all the labs, yeah? Now, when we started using this new result with the QR code, apparently some people went and used the old result format, and then they gave fake result to some travelers. Now, the police came to my facility and then they said, oh, this is what has happened. You need to come to the station. Let's, have your statement or whatever. Joy, it was clear to the blind that result didn't come from us. We had no records of those people ever stepping foot in our facility. We had evidence of the new format we had started using. We started using this format months even before this, fake results came out. These guys were clearly not listening to us. They wanted to obviously shake down the organization because, I was working in a very reputable place. And I guess that was an opportunity for them to, get something off the organization. Joyce, if you see the way the so-called people that are supposed to protect your rights, if you see the way they were all about the whole thing, I felt like I was treated like almost like a common criminal. Joyce, do you know that just by the grace of God, I had a relative working in the Nigerian Air Force that I had to call. That person was out of Nigeria, but they called some other person, higher in the ranks or what. That person sent a personnel to that office. That was a former SARS office in Abuja. People who are in Abuja will probably know. Just the moment that person got to that office, if you see the way their countenance changed. So they figured, oh, this person is not like a small fry that you can just toss about to. Before you know, they started changing their rhetoric. They were like, oh, your father sent someone. Okay. Before you knew, nobody called me anymore. Oh. My question is, so what if I didn't have anybody to call? Imagine the number of people who are caught up in this kind of situation where they are accused of something they know nothing about, but because nobody can speak for them, they wallow in jail. They see this Nigerian police thing. I don't even know. Yeah, it's as if all of them there's a chip that they usually inject into them when they are when they are recruited. It's like there's something they give them to drink or something. Men and women are like, and I'm very glad you made that clarification when you were talking that men and women, they are the same. I'm some good ones out there, but the rate of the bad to the good, It's like 99.992.1. Sorry to say.
No. I mean, like, you may even have some. I mean, you may not even be right statistically, but now I'm being forced to have a conversation about the way Nigerian police treat Nigerians, just to evaluate that picture psychologically. There's something about abuse that appears to be characteristic of the way Nigerian personnel treat Nigerians, and I think that they can get away with it, and maybe they have been getting away with it.
Joyce, if you have not had a personal experience, and you probably think maybe when people call in to, make such comments, they are making stuff of this.
No, I don't think they're making it up because I've seen videos.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying that you say maybe you think it's a film trick, or you think it's something out of the movies. See, Joyce, if you find yourself in that situation, wallahi, you're not gonna like it.
Of course,
I said this before, that it's very disheartening that the people that are supposed to protect you, and once they see an opportunity to exploit, once money is involved, once they know that there's a payday here somewhere, just forget it. In Nigeria, if you don't have someone, if you don't have a connection, if you don't have someone up there to speak on your behalf, just forget it. Yeah, that's the sad reality. Because
it's the same thing that's been reported. The way Farotimi was handled by the the enforcement who went to arrest him. We're hearing the same thing, because we hear that his colleagues reported abuse, even threats to their lives.
That's for someone that is fairly popular.
That's for someone who's a lawyer.
Imagine people who are out there who literally are I
totally get
not
it.
As popular, just the average person
vocal.
Going about their yeah. Imagine the fate they're in.
Yeah, that's something worth talking about.
We need serious help.
Absolutely.
I'm really trying hard not to say, may God help us in this situation, because I think.
Well, you seem to have helped yourself. You have left us here and you have gone yonder.
No, I haven't left you here. I'm here, but I'm always thinking about Nigeria getting better.
That's not the same thing.
In the end,
you're not here.
Joyce, see, forget that thing. When you come here, you really realize what that saying of no place like home.
Yeah.
If things work out in Nigeria, I'm telling you, people who moved abroad, they would
move back,
find a way to come back if things are working in Nigeria, because it's not the same.
I believe
it's really not the same, but it is what it is.
Well, I'm glad that you're calling me to share your story. Thank you so much. Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info is 35 minutes past 1 p.m. And all the dynamics to this Nigerian police and their actions or response, the way they treat Nigerians, extortion. It's now the arrogance with which extortion happens, or the wickedness with which even just relating with the average civilian happens. All of this needs to be spoken of, and I guess those kinds of conversations need to be sustained in order to draw attention and hopefully resolve to the matter. In the meantime, we know you need it, so
yes, information that you can definitely use. Lagos, get ready. Mark your calendars for December the 12th, 2024. It is time for Sip Sip Hooray, as opposed to Hip Hip Hooray. Yes, the ultimate karaoke showdown is here, featuring Enyolua, Fulagade Banks, Pella, Simi Sonia, and of course, Kenny Black. Sing your heart out. Bring your A game. Not your B game, not your C game, your A game. And compete for 1 million naira grand prize. It is all happening at the clubhouse at Landmark Towers, Uniru Lekki, and of course, a night of karaoke, fun, and pure entertainment awaits, including excitement. It is, it's not just a party, it's your chance to shine and win big while at it. So Sip Sip Hooray is brought to you by Teasers, cocktail drinks, premium vibes only in Lagos. Do not miss it. December the 12th, 2024. I'll repeat it again. December the 12th, 2024. Sip Sip Hooray, where Lagos turns up. Now, you've probably heard the statement, but, ladies and gentlemen, the party of the year is here. And it is the Life's a Beach Party. Life is a beach party, ladies and gentlemen. The official Dirty December Beach event. Join us for an incredible spate of music performances by Ayomaf, Fola, Fido, yes, the Awolowo crew now. Experience beach Olympics, fashion competitions, water sports, all of this happening on the date that is December the 14th, 2024. Time 5 p.m. The venue, Voda Beach Club, Elegushi, Lekki, Lagos. Register for free now at www.teasersparty.com. That is www.teasersparty.com. Proudly brought to you by Teaser Sparkling Drink. Life's a beach. Live it up.
Well, I'm hoping that this is not coming a little too late. Well, it's not, because we're on it until the sun sets on Nigeria Info. All right, and that's you playing to win. You can win 25,000. I mean, I should tell you that as frequently as I can remember.
Yes, you should. You can win your share of what is over 200k at this point. 25,000 being what Joyce has been mandated to give to you. Yeah, that's not the whole package. In fact, it is just part of the package. You can play for that amount of money by dialing from your phone *347 *880 *3 hash. Yes, *347 *880 *3 hash. Or you could go to the website at www.oneplay.ng. On getting there, make sure you are clicking on the button that says Nigeria Info. You do that so that you know for sure that you are playing our game, not someone else's game. Do that, and of course your ticket will be in the draws, knowing what you are doing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're above the age of 18, and also know that you're not just playing for the daily winnings, you're also playing for the weekend jackpot happening on Friday. 500k large. You cannot beat that. It's unlike anything on radio anywhere else. So you definitely want to be playing for that prize. Make sure you're above the age of 18, and make sure that in all you are doing, you are playing responsibly. Playing responsibly as in playing with only what you can afford to part with. That said, play the game, and may the force be with you.
This is by way of some clarity. You know, you play, the opportunity is going to cost you 500 Nigerian Naira. And this particular playing gives you an entry into the draw that happens Friday, as you have heard. Now, this is you using one stone to kill two birds. Now, yeah, figuratively, you may kill two birds with one stone, but sometimes you don't even kill any bird at all.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So you're taking a chance. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I thought it was necessary to highlight that.
That's a lot of people who are coming away with birds, actually.
Good, then. I think you need a bird in
people
hand.
Have turned one plane to a job.
Oh, fantastic. You need a bird this Christmas.
Yeah, so you definitely do need a bird.
Good luck. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow!
Is the sunny side.
They better know it!
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
I'm about to switch conversations, but there is an announcement that we have, and this announcement, what? Oh, good Lord of heaven. Okay, I'm starting off a new conversation. Okay, are you asking me to wait? Okay, hurry up. This one, let me quickly read a number of messages then while I'm waiting about this country. Well, I need a backstory. Who's this? Is this Farotimi? I'm sorry. Someone is sending me a picture of Farotimi in handcuffs. Pardon me, I'm not too clear. I can't quite see it. It would appear, it looks like him in a, can you confirm, is that, you say handcuffing a man because of civil matters tells you something about your country. Please, can you confirm who the person in the picture is? Thank you. Good day, Joyce. Isaac from Ikeja. Joyce, have you researched on the origin of the Nigerian police force? The NPF was established as a tax collector. They started with just 30 men or so and were trained by the British Army. They were said to be more brutal than even those that trained them because they were drafted from the people and had to be inhumane to be able to oppress their own people. My question is, why are they called the police force? If that story is true, then they've morphed into something else, which is now the police force.
If I may, well, he has a point. The Nigerian police force had as its forerunner a group called the Glover's Housers. It was a group of like brutal constabularies. It was Glover's Housers, then it was pawned into the Nigerian Constabulary, then it became the MPF after independence. With I think it was is it Etiminyang that was the first? Yes,
I like your history.
Is it Etiminyang or Louis said it? I'm one of them. Okay. So yes, brutality was definitely part of.
Oh, that's what you're saying, that Etiminyang, either Etiminyang or
Louis said that. It's
what?
The first the generals of the Nigerian police force. So he does have a point. I think that's the point he's trying to make there. The forerunner of that. This was in the late 19th century. They were called Glover's Housers.
Okay.
Not all of them were Housers, obviously, but it was a tax collection force and also an expeditionary. How do you say now? So when they needed to suppress uprising somewhere or quell unrest somewhere, they were the ones they brought in, and their methods were very, very cruel. So it was born out of cruelty. Yeah, it's a culture of cruelty that behooves that institution.
An extension of the brutality of the British system.
Yes, because they needed to be, these guys, usually what they will do is they will get people from a certain region, take them elsewhere. So you don't have any, so you can see when people say community policing, you need to have community policing. Because if you come from a community, you will not be high-handed towards them if you police that community.
Irrational, insensitive.
Exactly. So they take them
brutal.
far away.
Okay.
Far away. So when they kill without any roots. When they oppress without, because they know they're not coming back here anyway. Yeah. So it has been that template that we followed ever since. Soldiers in a place never usually come from the place. Policemen in a place usually are from far-flung lands, and they can do what, in their minds, of course, they think they can do what they want, and get away with it.
Wow. Now this pretty much just gives color to our imagination when we say reform. It's as though we are still clinging to the values or the philosophies set for us. We haven't quite set any for ourselves. And it would be difficult, truly, to set any for ourselves when we look at the way we cling to the butt cracks of white people. It's as though I think we say it, but indeed we haven't found our own individuality away from where we have come from, those who have enslaved us. And until we're able to thoroughly, boldly separate ourselves from the chains that once were used around our necks, then this would be because what else can you dare to adopt? The whole concept of freedom really appears to be one interpreted on your behalf. It's not as though we have come to a place where we understand what freedom is, what life is, what liberty is, what truth is, and that which should bind all men equally. We haven't experienced individual liberation away from colonialism. So until that happens, I guess we're always going to have conversations as this, make a feature, and then the man in the uniform is going to go from asking you for 20 naira and practically put a gun to your head and tell you give him 1 million naira, which is exactly why the conversation is here. But by way of what's the last announcement for this moment?
Yes, we do. And now it is time. It is that time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. The time of the year again. And Cody and Kids is back. Come Sunday, December the 15th, 2024. It is going to be fun, unlimited, and culture at its best. At Cody and Kids, Cody and the Kids Christmas Cultural Carnival, featuring cultural performances, electrifying games, exciting playthings, music, comedy, dance, and lots more. It is time for families to relax and unwind after a long, long year. So do not miss out on it. The date is December the 15th, yes, 2024. The venue is the Stable Union Bank Complex, Bode Thomas Surulere in Lagos. At the time, 12 noon to 6 p.m. Do not be late. Now, for tickets, sponsorships, and inquiries, call the number 0806 271 0485. That is 0806 271 0485. Or you could send a WhatsApp to the number WhatsApp only, that is to 0802 752 0884. That is 0802 752 0884. 4. Follow us on Instagram at Cody and the Kids or at Cody Coordinator. That is KODY DKODYNATOR. Cody the Coordinator. Cody and the Kids Christmas Carnival is supported by Kellogg's, Ole Backed, In and Out Entertainment, and House Creative Media.
99.3 Nigeria Info. I think we're just going to quickly go off on a very short break, and then we will come back. There's another conversation we need to have this very beautiful Monday afternoon, and you can see how that interlinks, one, to the conversation we're having, but even far-reaching would be how the story interlinks with our collective social psychology and a pattern, I would say, which now appears to be something you would find everywhere, whether they're Nigerians in office, Nigerians in the shops, Nigerians in the church, Nigerians at the place of work, market, on the field of play, your boss, maybe even your lovers too, tend to do that thing that puts you at a disadvantage sometimes, or they want the upper hand. They'll exploit you if they can. And maybe this time around, because of the season we're in, this conversation truly has found its moment. The Nigerian airports, we've heard it. Everybody, I have a story. I have a very interesting story. And then I guess you also have a story this time around. The airport is in the news, and Olubomi Oluwaseun Kuku, the managing director of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, disclosed that security officials at Nigerian airports remit a certain percentage of the proceeds of corporate begging, which you see at the airport, to their supervisors. Who knew? Well, yeah. We're Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. We're off on a break. We'll be right back.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
Let's look at this message. You've got a philosophy for examination from your caller right there. Forgive everybody. Start afresh. Nobody gets $1 million unless through some fraudulent means. I really don't know how that solves the problem. I mean, someone has got to be investigated here, Joyce. We're in a real dilemma of hope in this country, and it's hard to tell where and how to begin. It's from top to bottom, and impunity thrives big time. All I know is that the fish starts to rot from the head, and if we get it right at the top, we'll become healthy all the way down to the bottom. The Lord Jesus Christ said, you've got to get the log out of your eyes first to be able to find a solution to that of others. And this is a universal principle that's undeniable. We don't have the right person yet. When we get there, we'll know it. This is Tony from Marina Beach. Thank you so much for your message. I do appreciate it. All right, now, the real McCoy, and I think you should hear it, and then we'll talk about it on Nigeria Info.
Investors are complaining. Lagos Airport, that's the first thing they see. You get off a plane, this is welcome to Nigeria. The number of messages that I received from passengers, from the Honorable Minister, and from the Presidency is insane, especially from Lagos Airport. But I want to focus on ARSEC. You represent an agency and an organization. The way you engage, Auntie, what do you bring home for us? Auntie, bye-bye. Auntie, open your bag. I have another individual who said, I think I forwarded that to you. These were Chinese passengers that were flying through the terminal. And they said somebody gave them a gift, their necklace as a gift. I've also gotten feedback from ARSEC officers and customs saying that they're not collecting pension. So this is the way for them to generate or earn their pension. This has to stop. And I have a very clear directive. It goes for the team leads, it goes for the HODs, and it goes for the heads of the organizations at the airport. If your organization is found wanting, then it means that you as a leader has failed, and it means that I have failed. And this better stop. I also hear that agencies are giving returns to their bosses. So let's have frank conversations in here. The airport is no longer a place to come and make money. So if anybody in your organization is asking you to give returns, I'm saying the same to you. And to all of the other agencies here, better tell them you don't want to come here. Because the penalties are going to be steep.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side, and welcome if you have just tuned in. In about 2 minutes, we'll be off on a very short break on the sunny side. I don't think there need be anything said on my part. I can just, at this moment, open up the floors to Nigerians listening to Nigeria Info. Welcome, compliments of the season to you if I dare say that. I hope you truly find a reason to celebrate this season. Other than that, we're talking on the sunny side. Hello, welcome. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you very much for calling. You have a minute and a half. Go ahead.
I'll call back if that's the case. Anyway, let me just be talking.
What do you mean? Come on now.
Joyce. You see, Joyce, there are root causes to all these things we are talking about. Sometimes in our life, in this same country, Joyce, our life was not like this. Whether I call it police, whether I call it one agency at the airports, whether I call it there is racketeering in every part of the country. And maybe that's why that man is saying everybody is involved, which I somehow different from him. But the truth of the matter is that there are root causes. I'm not defending any kind of character, shady deals. Who is treating those root causes? Who?
Can you quickly name them so we know exactly where you're taking us?
Exactly. Our life has multiplied more than 100%, 200%.
Sir.
Our income has never multiplied the same equivalent. So how do you think people will be living their life?
So are you saying
we'll be deceiving ourselves?
Yeah.
We'll be deceiving ourselves.
Pardon me.
If we think.
Let me quickly ask you. You think this is a matter of hunger that's forcing people to be corrupt, exploitative?
Exactly.
All right, good.
We need to start facing it right now.
All right, good. I'm going to quickly go for the break.
In this, okay.
I'm going to quickly go for the break.
Because I have a lot to talk about this.
Lord help us this afternoon on the sunny side. We're off on a break. We promise to be back.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hey, this dollar wahala now wow. Everything just dey expensive. Na true, but make we look am well, my brother. See, your shoe na from Italy, your shirt na from Turkey, your phone na from China, your car na from Japan. In fact, everything wey dey your body so na import to the import am. Abeg, how that one take consign dollar? If price of dollar go come down, e get many things wey we suppose do. Like wetin? Number one, we suppose dey export pass how we dey import. Number two, we suppose dey buy more made in Nigeria products. Number three, make we support local business. And number four, if you wan send dollar and other foreign currency enter Nigeria, make we dey use international money transfer agents. What you dey talk dey make sense o. Oh, country people, make we join hand, reduce the pressure on our naira, grow our export market, and increase forex inflow. Na our hand e dey o. This message na from Bankers Committee.
Lagos. The final match in the semi-final stage of I Beg to Differ Season 8 comes up on Monday. At 4 p.m., Amuzie David and Ilechukwu Malizu take turns to debate the topic. Should physical beauty impact personal success? This match will usher in the second finalist, who will face Olajalo Akinoluwa in the grand finale on Thursday. I Beg to Differ Season 8. 32 debaters, now 3, 1 winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Tollywood College. Supported by Obiwizi, Lucas Green Fashion, Veloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited, and Cordros Group. Season 8 continues in March and August 2025. So send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm for sponsorship inquiries. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Lagos, get ready! Mark your calendars. December 12, 2024. It's time to sip, hooray! The ultimate karaoke showdown is here. You don't want to miss this. Olagade Banks, Speller, Nyolua, Kenny Black, and the one and the only Simisaya in the building. It's a party like no other. Get ready to sing your heart out and compete for the grand prize of 1 million naira. Grab the mic, show your vocal skills, and claim the crown. Who's got what it takes to bring the heat? It's Sip, Hooray, Lagos. We're turning up December the 12th, 2024. All happening at the Clubhouse. Landmark Towers, Oniru, Lagos. Don't miss the karaoke battle of the year, hosted by the one and the only Bella, Eniolua, Simisaya, Kenny Blacks. Brought to you by Teasers, cocktail drinks, premium vibes, only in Lagos. Sip, hooray, where Lagos turns up.
You're on the sunny side. Go ahead.
My radio is off.
Good.
Sister, it is very, very unfortunate, and I'm actually sad this topic we are bringing now. I have Lebanese and Indians and UK that advise me. They hate begging. They hate it like a snake. Are you hearing me? Nigerian government have turned Nigerians to beggars. Not the only people that is in the airport that are complaining that they no go collect pension. What of private sectors that are closing down? Mama Bazira that I used to buy snuff and ice block if I want to do Awambe at Ojota, don't close. Many Nigerians don't want to like Pasoko, and you are telling me to tighten my bed. Then the bed you are telling me to tighten is not clean us. Tinubu have traveled 32 times from last year to the last one, South Africa. He never bring any investor. Tinubu told custom not to collect tax from Iduroko and other borders to bring rice, and they do not respect him. Why? Because they know how he entered. Tinubu is supposed not to have any business for being Nigerian president.
Talking about the airports. What are you
doing? The airport is not only airport. I'm telling you generally. Not only airport. It's happening everywhere in companies, in factories, even in road. Nigerians are begging Chinese.
Hold on a second. I want to quickly go off on a break, and I guess you're going to have an opportunity. You're going to have an opportunity to collect your thoughts in that break. Hopefully, when you come back, you can just get to the point. It's 2 p.m. We'll be right back.
The hub for information,
current affairs, and more.
The president used his last Democracy Day address to
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's